Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Shar. Today we're going to have a conversation, guys. We're going to have a conversation about Wendy and her husband and really what it looks like to really turn your mind into a wicked place, right? So we're going to jump into that and then I'm going to jump off of here. But just before that, we're going to let a couple more people come on and then we're going to get into it. Let's go. All right, what's up, YouTube? It's your girl Shar. Y'all know what time it is. Hit that like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I am not going to be here long. We just got to play catch up, honey, and I got to stay active in the algorithm. So, with that being said, I have to make sure that I am up on topics. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. I did miss you guys, and I hope that you guys miss me as much as I miss you guys. I think I've been off for about 12 days now. I said, let me just jump back in here while I got some free time. It's been a mess on the YouTube streets, honey, on the internet in general. And I just can't believe Miss Wendy, honey. I just can't believe her. But in all, I'm always feeling bad for you gotta give me a minute. I'm always feeling bad if anybody has give me 1 second, guys. Yeah, so I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, dang, for her kids that's old enough to really know what's going on online, were they home or weren't they home when they were arrested? This is a mess. And ultimately, that's why you don't make premature decisions based off your circumstances, because those premature decisions can really cost you. Okay. And I'm really sitting here like, dang, Wendy, didn't they just make an example out of Karen? Like, what are we doing here exactly? And I know a lot of people are saying poor husband. I'm not buying the poor husband thing because we all are in our right state of minds. We all have a choice to say no, thank you. And the fact that he was willingly engaging in this antics, I just can't feel bad for him. So it's not a moment of, dang, his parents was right about you. Yeah, she is kind of effed up. You know what I mean? But in all of that, so is he. Okay, because I don't know about nobody else, but ain't nobody gonna make sure I do nothing. Okay, nothing that I don't want to do. You're not going, especially not something that's gonna give me a background. Okay, you trying to give me a record? You trying to send me to the penthouse? No, thank you. So the fact that they were able to do this together tells me that it was right up his alley as well. Okay, does it suck? Yeah. Does it hurt? Absolutely. Okay, not for me, but for them because I don't know them personally. But it's just this illusion that goes on with this reality TV that you got to keep up with the persona, right? Look at the Love and Marriage Huntsville sector, okay? Them too as well. They got to keep up with the persona, and most of it isn't true, okay? Most of it isn't true. Oh, I got this. Oh, look at Krishan. She ain't even on, well, she on reality TV. She's on the baddies, but like, girl, you homeless. Like, what are we doing here, okay? So this is the world that we live in where everybody has to keep up with the Joneses, keep up with the persona. They got to rent cars to make it look like they got cars instead of just doing all of the things that will allow these things to be in your possession. What you call that? Legally, okay? So like I said, this is a mess and it's unfortunate, but we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it because if we don't talk about it, then ain't nothing gonna happen, but we gotta talk about it, okay? If you guys are coming in under the sound of my voice, go ahead and hit that like button and share the live because I've been off for a while. That means I am not in the algorithm. And to keep me active in the algorithm, we must share and tell people that I am over here talking what I talk, okay? Also, if you guys did not get a chance to go over to my backup page, please go over Shar's Reality Family. Go out and check some content that I was putting out over there. What was I doing over there? Some content that I was putting out over there during the week. And you guys probably would enjoy it. Okay. So go check out what I put out over there. I enjoyed it. I was actually recording the video before I started this one, but girl be out of storage. So I did this one here over there. So go check out this one there. It's a couple more other ones that I didn't upload here, but I did definitely do that. And I also did this one. So go check out that as well. As far as Reality Family, go over there and check it out as I continue to navigate and rebrand. Because there's certain things that I don't want my brand to associate with. So there is going to be a lot of deleting and editing and then putting what I think is relevant to my belief over on my channel, and whatever that comes with, it comes with. Okay. So you guys just keep looking for the changes because until I get it right. And what time to make a perfect move is when you're at a standstill. I feel like my channel here is kind of like at a standstill. So now is the perfect time to make the move that I need to make, so that, God can do his big one with Shar. Okay. So anyway, back to Wendy Osefo, and this crazy insurance fraud that she has going on. We're going to go over the claim. Hey, Nanny, what's up, boo? Welcome to the chat. Hey, Shark Chat. Nothing takes a Black woman down quicker than a Black man. Black women need to learn to stop being rude or, I'm not risking my freedom or life over stupid BS. I'm going to ping you because I agree. Hey, Jazzy J, what's up, boo? Jazzy's been over there on my other page, also showing a lot of support, and I love you for that. I see you popping through the chat over there. And I thank you for that. Yeah, so I don't want to ever get with somebody that's, and listen, when people love you, they're not even going to ask you to do something. Let me let this motorcycle go by. Okay. When people love you, they're not going to ask you to even indulge in such foolishness. I can remember a time, and I mean, like I said, we've all been young before, but I can remember a time where I was dating this boy and he ain't have nothing. You hear me? And I was like, yeah, you can keep, you can use my car, but he had no license. I ain't had no business with him behind my car. You know what I mean? But I did, right? And I allow him to, be or use my car, and he kept getting all these tickets and getting pulled over. And eventually, let me tell you how God will put a stop to your tracks when you think you're doing something. Okay, you think you're doing something, you're not. And just as well as I know, especially here in Jersey, if the person get pulled over that's driving, that's the person they're going to ticket. Well, they got so tired of the person getting pulled over in my car under my name, they started to ticket me. Give me a fine plus him a fine. Baby, he had to go immediately. Okay. But what I'm talking about is these are things that I did when I was younger. I couldn't imagine doing those things now where they could have cost me something, right? So again, nobody can make you do anything that you didn't want to do. It wasn't like he was putting a pow pow to my head, let me use your car, right? I was just like, here, you can take it, you can drive, you got the skills, you know what I mean? The reality of it is people that love you, because he didn't love me, people that love you wouldn't even ask you to even get in or engage in such foolishness. Okay. So I hear a lot of people saying, oh, her husband, her family was right. And okay, their son or grandchild, whoever he want to be, whoever's saying that, he definitely is a crook as well, in my opinion. Okay. Because nobody would have been able to make him, even come up with this elaborate story. Like, what? You mean they jumped on the tallest seat? They came through the window, jumped on the tallest seat, didn't leave no footprint on the tallest seat that they jumped on. Nothing. The bathroom looked the same way. Y'all called the cops. Y'all had to know they was coming. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. It's like, ain't nobody make her do this. Okay. So let's go over and now, she resigned as a teacher or a professor, should we say. And at first, the rumor was going around saying that, she's been fired, but a spokesman did come out and say that she resigned because she knew what time it was. Okay. And, you got to be smart about it. She knew they was going to get her. So she resigned from a professor, Miss 4 degrees, Miss 4 degrees. That's all she kept saying. It makes no sense to have 4 degrees and be stupid on top of it, okay? And that's exactly what she got 4 degrees with an empty brain. That's what this looked like to me, okay? So that's all I'm saying, okay? So it says Real Housewives of Potomac star Wendy Osefo and her husband arrested for fraud charges. It goes on to say Eddie were arrested Thursday in Maryland after being indicted by a grand jury for allegedly falsely reporting home burglary and theft. Says Wendy Osefo, 41, faces 16 charges related to making false, misleading information, fraud, and making false statements to the officer, court records show. Her husband, 41, faces 18 charges for the same crime. This is what the attorney said as well, okay? A spokesman for the reality star said she and her husband are back home and in good spirits. How the hell are you in good spirits, right? Check it. How are you in good spirits when you just, like, your face is on every news station they want to come across, every social media network, every time you turn on the radio, your name is mentioned. How are you in good spirits? We don't believe the attorney, okay? But we just tell you what they said. They're in good spirits. They are grateful for the outpouring of concern and support from friends, fans, and colleagues, those Osefos, alongside their legal team. Look forward to their day in court. I bet you do, because y'all trying to get off. Okay. The spokesperson said in the statement, at this time, they are respectfully asked for privacy as they focus on their family and legal process ahead. First of all, you should have focused on your family first and those babies that's in that house, okay? And second of all, now you want to ask for privacy, because if you would have got away with this, we would have never heard about it. But the fact that they pull your card, now you asking for privacy. You don't get privacy when you are a reality TV star. This is what I'm saying about people that's thinking. Now, yes, you are human. Yes, you do deserve some sort of, humanity, right? But there is no privacy. You brought this on yourself, okay? It is a dang shame. Why would she use her degree for this mess, knowing she has children who needs her? Absolutely. Scammers don't deserve privacy. Tell them again, okay? Tell them again. So asking for privacy in their legal process ahead. It goes on and says deputies were called to the couple's Finksburg home on April 7th, 2024 for a report of burglary and death. It says the sheriff's office said in a Facebook post on Friday, the Osefos allegedly told deputies that they had just returned from vacation to find that their home had been burglarized. Now, this is my problem. Did they go on vacation because they knew what they was about to do? Okay, and they try to make it believable, or did they really go on vacation and nope, that don't make sense. So I'm going to have to go with the fact that they went on vacation knowing what they were about to claim once they got home, okay? The couple said that their jewelry, luxury goods, clothing, and shoes totaling more than $200K were stolen. That's in the release states, okay? It says during an investigation, the sheriff's office said that the detectives found that Wendy Osefo and her husband had returned roughly $20,000 of alleged stolen items to the store where they purchased the items. Now, y'all, so you claimed it on your insurance fraud claim, and then you went and returned what you said the people took. I know we're dealing with the world's dumbest criminals, okay? You can't make this up. No, you can. It says detectives also found images of one of them wearing jewelry that had been reported stolen after the burglary took place, according to the news release. Okay. A search warrant was issued at the couple's home and they were taken into custody Thursday. Okay. They were released on Friday at the post and bond. Wendy Osefo has appeared on Bravo's Real Housewife of Atlanta, Potomac, sorry guys, since 2020. Her husband, who often appears on the show, is an attorney and founder of the cannabis brand Happy Eddie. Happy Eddie, you ain't so happy right now, are you? Okay, y'all gonna lose a lot from this. Okay, this is gonna be a hard lesson. This is gonna be more than a slap on the wrist. This is bad. Okay, Bravo did not immediately respond to the request for comment on Friday. The arrest come weeks after Wendy Osefo, Real Housewife of Potomac co-star Karen Hugler was released from prison after serving a 1-year sentence for driving under the influence and other charges. Okay, yeah, line them up. Line them up because this is bad. All right. Now, I know Andy had made his statement about it and he was, he took it easy on her. But the reality of it is, this is just another slap on the wrist that Wendy is going to get. Also, Karen is about to get. Everybody that go to prison, they don't boot them off the show. They're thinking about ratings, how good this is going to be for the show. What is this going to look like for the show? They can care less whether you rob 5 places, okay? Or whether you reported 5 different. Look at that couple that Trump done pardon. Okay, they right back doing interviews, right back on the TV screen. Nothing is going to come from this. People like this stuff, okay? This is what people drive to, okay? And now what's unfortunate is, and the only thing that I can think about in all of this, when I'm hearing all this, because I don't know if they're believers or not, but here's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about the replicated mind, okay? And how scripture says that God will turn you over to a reprobated mind, okay? Which means that you're in too deep, okay? You're in there too deep. And like I said, I don't know if they're believers or not, but this is automatically what came to mind. And when you're in so deep, it's kind of like hard for us to believe that you will go this far. But when God returns you over to the people, okay? It's like you're unrecognizable. You got people burglarizing you, climbing up onto the bathroom window where there's no ladder leading to that high behind bathroom window. And then they stepped on a toilet and there's no footprint. There's no messed up stuff, everything in place. See, that's why you got to stop thinking that you know everything. What was you? And then y'all sent emails and they also were able to obtain those emails where the husband sent Wendy an email like, is there anything else we need to add to this? We need it to be a certain amount. How stupid can you guys be? Okay. How stupid can you guys be to even think for a moment that, this is, what you should have done? And if you were hitting any kind of debt, what you should have did was downsize everything. Sometimes you got to downsize. It is what it is. You got to start over. Okay. Sometimes you got to downsize. And that's what you should have did rather than trying to create some type of fraud like this. Like, that's crazy. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put the background back. You should have just downsized and, whatever you couldn't afford, return it. If you did it before, if God did it before, he'll do it again. All right. His desire is not for us to live in poverty, but sometimes we do hit rough patches where we do have to start over. Okay. And for them, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to keep up with this facade that I'm rich, I got money. And I know his parents is mad because remember, his parents didn't even want him to marry Wendy. They was like, heck no. Okay, no, 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 no. So now I bet they like, this is just a problem. Okay, this is her, which I'm saying, I know it's not totally her. It's him and her, because nobody can make you do something you don't want to do, especially to this level. He was in it. He was in what you call it, in too deep. He was in too deep, in my opinion, right? So she didn't make him do anything. I don't believe, right? With that being said, it's nothing wrong. And even in the reports, when the deputies made their report, I don't know if you guys peeped it, but they said that the house that Wendy and him recording for the reality TV show is not the house that was burglarized. Okay, so they're filming in one house, and I guess a lot of people do this on reality TV, but they film in one house, but they live in another house, and that house was a couple blocks down from where they film at. Okay, but again, keeping up with the Joneses, trying to put on a facade that nobody asked you for. We just want to see the real. We don't need to see y'all with all this fancy jewelry. Listen, I don't even know what the name of the jewelry was. Nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares. So I don't know what it is with them thinking that if I go into a state fraud, feud, scamming, brokey, all of those things that people are going to like me more. I think we'll like you better if you can come out and say, you know what, I hit a hard place. Okay. And me and my husband are going through something, but we're working through it. We can respect that more than to see your face plastered all over the TV like that. Cause baby, it's not looking good. Hey CDW, how are you, boo? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Scammers don't deserve privacy. Absolutely not. It's just one of those things. It's like, girl, this is bad. And I hope that you don't get no real time, but you better remember the color of your skin. And I got, ICE is running around here getting people. Are they here? Like, is their paperwork in order? I got questions. I need to know. Okay, so I don't know much about the citizenship and how that works. I know a lot of people online were saying that it doesn't matter if you're illegally here or not. If you are involved in something like this can get your papers taken. I don't know how that works or if there's any truth to that. But what I do know is why risk that? It's a privilege to be in America, okay? So why risk that? If you're here and you're thriving, why risk that over some debt? Just let them, do what they got to do, take back whatever they got to take back. But now this is bigger than it even started, and it had to be. It didn't have to be like this. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is bad. Um, this is terrible. Okay, so I just wanted to jump on for that. I'll be back in about an hour because I got some other stuff. Matter of fact, I'll be back off and on for the rest of the day, at least to about 9 o'clock. So you guys will see me. Make sure your notifications are on. I just wanted to cover that. I love your checkmates, and there's nothing you could do about it. And remember, don't you let nobody tell you nothing different. Until next time, bye.